All right. What is good, everybody? Welcome to the stream, and hope you're having a great almost at Saturday. Oh my gosh, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh my gosh, is it Thursday already? Cool. So, if this is your first time here, guys, let me just do a quick introduction. I'm your host, Jay. The YouTube channel is called Trippin with Jay. And we typically stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So we kind of lean on different topics most days. So Thursdays are going to be kind of important topics to a certain demographic of people. It may not necessarily benefit you, but I guarantee you probably know somebody that can benefit from this information, at least in this live stream. So Tuesdays we do travel news, Saturdays we do travel reactions live, and Thursdays we do the important topics like today. And since this YouTube channel is focused on travel, I want to show you guys how to travel on a budget while you're working your 9 to 5. Because I know it's hard out here for us. I know it's hard out here for a lot of people nowadays, man, especially the people that are employed, because it's very difficult to find a good job nowadays. And I'm just living in reality, and I know how difficult it is. But the people that have the job that want to travel may not be able to find the money to actually travel. How do you make it work? And the reason why I wanted to make this live stream is because I get this question all the time. People are like, Jay, how do you afford to travel all the time? Or how do you afford to go to Brazil? How do you afford to go to Thailand? How do you afford to go to DR? How do you afford to go to these places? And since they're not subscribers of the channel, hopefully they will be after this. I tell them that I plan very diligently, and I make a major trip once a year, but then I find ways during the year to travel to different other locations on a budget, because I plan early and I book my flights early. So essentially I just say that to them. But I wanted to kind of bring you guys some info that may be extremely helpful to my people that may be struggling to save or struggling to find some headway in their budget to save some money and put some money on the side for traveling. So I have an outline here that we're going to follow just to make sure we keep this live stream short and succinct and make sure you guys extract the most value out of it. So you're on your 9 to 5, man. You're grinding and you're doing your damnedest to make money, right? And there's not enough money at the end of the month. So you got to figure out how to budget. You got to figure out if you need to get rid of the Netflix budget, get rid of Hulu, all this other stuff. So you have to assess your current financial reality. And this is what is known as the mirror moment. So you have to take a really good look at yourself in the mirror. And if you're not like being a steward of your wealth, you have to understand that from day one before we even begin, right? So I can give you all the advice in the world, but if you don't take that look in the mirror and understand that you are the problem. You are why you are not traveling. You are the reason why you are not successful. And once we understand that, then we can have that mindset change so you can be a winner and actually start traveling and still keep your day job. Like you're not going to be going to another company anytime soon, right? You might, but if you intend to stay with this company for a while that you're with right now, and you want to travel, this is the info that you're looking for. So break down your income and expenses. So you have to track your expenses. Track your money going out. So I use Excel. I'm pretty old school, but they have apps out there like Monarch. They had I know Monarch's the best one. And Dave Ramsey, if you guys are familiar with Dave Ramsey, he's like a financial guru. He uses the Every Dollar app, which he created. So that is extremely useful as well. So tracking what you spend is step number one. Okay. So you can use an Excel template or you can use those apps. I highly recommend using those apps so you can really track your spending, and it's free, right? The apps are free. Okay, so I have a video here from our friend Dave Ramsey, just to show you guys really quickly. The video is titled, "How Do I Make a Budget and Stick to It?" So this is from his YouTube channel. He's at 4.33 million subscribers. I started out listening to Dave Ramsey of a few years ago before I started to turn my financial life around. And one of these videos here, especially this one, shows you step by step on how to make a budget. And then we can continue with the live stream after this video. So let's take a look.
Sam starts off this hour in Indiana. Hi, Sam. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So, my wife and I, we just had a baby here a few months ago, our first one. And after sitting down and looking at our money and our debt, and after listening to your show some, I've gotten fairly nervous about, where my financial standing is. And I guess my question is, how do I make a budget and then be able to make myself and my wife, make ourselves stick to it?
Okay. It's a good question. The great news about having a baby, and congratulations, is it makes you get serious about stuff like that, and starting to get your act together on some things. That's very cool. I'm glad y'all are doing that. Okay, so number one, when you do a budget, it is not a straitjacket. It is you telling you what to do.
Okay.
Okay, so it's smart. A guardrail. It's don't run off the road. And so you, the two of you, sit down and say, for groceries this month, we want to spend X. And by the way, as a side note, whatever you think you're spending on groceries, you're spending more. So the first month, go ahead and beef that one up, okay? But okay, we're going to spend X on entertainment, okay? I'll just make up a number, $50. Okay, we're just going to put $50 in the entertainment category. And then what you do, the two of you are in agreement that the reason we're limiting our entertainment spending to $50 is so that, and that's a big deal, we can get control of our money, get out of debt, create a great life for the new baby. And so the great life for the new baby is, and change your family tree is the goal, not punishment for entertainment. You see what I'm saying? And so it makes it real easy. It's like when you look at it and you go, we're at $40, and to go this movie costs another $30. We don't have that. We got $10 left in the budget. We can't go to the movie because we decided that it was more important to straighten our family out for the good of our child than it is for us to entertain our butts off. And so you are limiting you. And then, of course, you write it out and you keep up with it and you track it throughout the month. And the every dollar budget will do that for you.
It's his app.
Okay.
Get that every dollar app. It's free, and you can build it in about 10 minutes. That's all it takes.
Okay.
And you'll be able to, both of you will have it on your phone, and you can look at it and keep up with it, and just go, we don't have that. So the answer is, you have to. Everyone has a limit on everything. A budget is just admitting it. Because no one has infinite money.
Right.
And so, you just say, okay, at this point, we're not going to spend any more because we believe in a bigger goal, a more noble goal than simply buying more crap at the grocery store. or I need the shirt that's on sale or whatever it is, right?
All right. So what Dave Ramsey is essentially saying, guys, is you should 100% set a budget and stick to it. But you have to have discipline. Discipline is the number one thing you have to have if you truly want to make a budget to travel. And as we saw there, Sam from Indiana on Dave Ramsey, he was like, yo, how do I make a budget and how do I stick to it? It's discipline, bro. It's a simple math equation. So the money that you bring in, which you're tracking through an app, or if you're more akin to Excel spreadsheets, you can use Excel spreadsheets. Type in how much money you have coming in And then you should live by the 30, 20, 10% rule. I believe that's what it's, no, it's, hold on. 30, 25, 20, 15, and 10%. And I think I'm going to write this down, but this is on step 3. So I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. So let's go to step 2. Dream big, but set realistic travel goals. So when you ask yourself where you want to travel to, is it a higher cost destination like going to Europe or, well, some countries in Europe are pretty affordable. So if you're going to the UK, for example, the UK is known to be quite expensive for foreign travelers. You'll have to set a different budget if you want to travel to the UK than if you were to travel to Thailand or the Philippines or Canada or Mexico. You never know, or Brazil. So you have to figure out first, where do you want to go? If it's an aspirational trip, set a budget for it. You should start in January, and you should plan to travel by November, December. That's typically what my goal is at the start of the year. I set a budget in December to start following in January, and then I travel in November. And by November, everything is paid for. So the accommodations are paid for, the flights first, of course, and then any activities or spending money, I stack that towards the last portion before the trip. So once all the accommodations are paid for, all of the activities are paid for, and this is, of course, me just stacking up every paycheck through that time period before the trip, I just stack spending money. And then once the trip happens, I go, do the activities, fly, have spending money. I don't have to worry about taking any extra money out of the money that's coming in from my job for that month. I'll already have everything paid for. It's already set aside, and I have no financial, no financial detriment if I happen to travel for 2 weeks, right? So that's what I do. You guys can adopt that as well, but you kind of have to find your own way depending on what country or what city you want to go to. Because if you're in the USA, you can make a vacation to a different city in order to cut down on cost, right? Because flights are very expensive nowadays, depending on where you're going. So if you want to make a road trip out of it, you say you live in Vegas, you want to make a road trip to LA, you want to go to Arizona, you want to go to Colorado, or wherever, right? You just take a road trip. 20, 30, 40 bucks in gas and accommodations for the weekend, what, 200 bucks? So you save roughly like 500 bucks and you got your whole trip paid for. 500 bucks. I know you guys can save 500 bucks, bro. So you should start small. So that's my advice, is the people that are just starting out, start small so you can start to build momentum as far as saving, okay? You can do it. You can really do it. So step 3, build your travel budget blueprint. So like I said before, there's the 30%, there's this rule, right? For all of your incoming money. So it should be 30% on flights and transport. This is provisional, so you guys don't have to follow this exactly. This is just an example. 25% for accommodations, 20% on food, 15% on activities, and 10% for emergencies and miscellaneous. So this is the kind of the budget you want to set aside for your trip. And that is the budget for your trip, not for your actual income. So PTO, of course, you gotta have PTO to travel, right, guys? And let's see. If we think about it, if you have a budget, right, and you find that you are literally at zero or you're negative every single month, what do you do? What do you do if you're outspending what you're earning? You're like, Jay, I can't afford to travel. I'm negative 20 to 50 bucks every single paycheck or every single month. I can't get out. I got a family. Well, you got to work more. You got to outwork that. That's the one thing you really have to understand, is that if you're not making enough money now, in order to set money aside and cutting your expenses, like cutting Netflix, cutting Hulu, cutting Spotify, cutting Apple Music, cutting these subscription services, if you did all of that before, if you've already done that, and you still find yourself negative every month, you need to find out where your money is going. And the most important thing is tracking your budget. And once you know where your money's going, you can figure out where you can cut the fat. And then with that, once you start becoming positive every single month, positive every paycheck, then you should be able to save a little bit in order to travel. It's going to take a lot of sacrificing and a lot of discipline, and it's not easy. So you have to understand that from the jump. It is not easy. You need discipline. You got to know how to work harder because we can outwork poverty at the end of the day, right? So there's side gigs that you can do to get extra money. You can do Uber and Lyft. You can do DoorDash. You can do Postmates if they still exist. You could start a business on the side. Start a YouTube channel. Something you're watching and consuming right now. You can start a YouTube channel to make extra money. But you have to remain consistent in it and understand that there's an end goal, right? I see YouTubers that aren't even monetized on YouTube doing fundraisers to travel the world, right? They're traveling to Kenya. They're traveling to the Philippines, DR, Colombia. And they're just doing fundraisers where they get people to send money to their Cash App. Bro, if people are doing it now on YouTube, you can do it. Just take example from that, right? So you have to be very creative if you find yourself still not having enough money to travel. You can do it. You have to just put in extra work, man. You can take you and your family on a nice vacation at least once per year. At least once per year, bro. Twice per year if you got it like that, but at least once per year, you have to experience life and enjoy the fruits of your labor, man. You don't go to work every single day just to pay bills and die. You have to enjoy it at least once per year, man. At least once. So we got a couple more steps left before I start my rants, all right? Step 4. Saving strategies that don't suck the fun out of life. So you have to kind of make it a game, bro. And this is what I do personally as well. So my personal expenses aren't that much. I kind of, what I do to kind of set myself up for success during the week, because I have a hybrid schedule at my job. So I go into the office 3 days a week and I work from home 2 days out of the week. And for the 3 days that I'm in office, I meal prep, right? So I know exactly what I'm eating from breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks for that pretty much that damn entire week. But I prepare it for those 3 days in office. So I don't go out to eat. I don't go to McDonald's. I don't go to get fast food. They have a cafe where there's affordable food, but it's not good for you. So I not only save on spending extra money externally, I also have nutritious food, and I know it's guaranteed every single day. I just go right into the fridge. I grab my little stack of containers. I throw it in my backpack, and I go into the office every single day consistently. And I promise you that every day that I have food, it doesn't cost me over $15 per day. And that's for full, nutritious, almost 200 grams of protein per day. Bro, you have to meal prep and you have to understand how much you're spending on food, because making food at home or meal prepping or just doing quick meals is going to pay off in the long run. For dinners, though, I found a spot that has very affordable chicken salad. So if you're in the Southwest area, if you're in Vegas, you're in Arizona, look up this place called Angie's Lobster and Prime Grill. They typically have very fairly priced chicken salads or falafel salads if you're a vegetarian or vegan. But find a spot where you can actually get a fresh meal that has that's nutritious and it's affordable as well. There's a spots around pretty much the entire country where you can find that, bro. So that's how I do it. I save on time, right? I save on time by purchasing those chicken salads like 2 or 3 at a time and just have those 3 days set out for dinner. And then with that time that I save from not cooking, I'm on YouTube. Like right now, I'm on YouTube. I just went to grab my food, I came back to the house, and I'm streaming, right? So freeing up your time in order to do your side hustle, You got to really understand how you can maximize your time so you can use your time to make more money and bring more income in so you can save to go travel. Okay? And no more Netflix, bro. No more Netflix, no more Hulu, none of these subscriptions if you are running negative every single month, every single paycheck. You got to save to travel and enjoy life. I promise you, it's worth it. Just cancel it, bro. even if it's free. I would argue even if you have a free Netflix subscription, you should either cancel it or get rid of it because it's a time waste. It is a time suck. And the more time like gets sucked away from your day, the less work you can do and the less money you can stack and save so you can go travel. So you definitely should just stop consuming all of this garbage content besides YouTube, of course, guys. Still watch YouTube. And sometimes I gamify a week, like a day, right? So what I'll do, I'll have like a 20-hour fast, okay? And this will be on my cheat day as well. So I still go out and go get food. But what I like to do is I'm like, okay, how long can I make food from home and not spend anything while I'm in the office, right? And I did that for like 1 week, and I'm like, okay, if I can do it for 1 week and not spend any extra getting French fries or getting a sandwich from the cafe that we have in the office, which is going to be considered external money spent. I'm like, okay, now I can make it. I can do it. I can do it for the rest of the time, and I've never purchased anything else from that cafe since that day. And I've stacked quite a bit of money on the side for traveling, man, just by doing that alone. Okay. So step 5, there are some tools, hacks, and apps that you can use on this thing right here, like this phone. Bro, like too many of us, we have a cell phone and we don't use it to its full potential. What we like to do is we like to doom scroll all the time, bro. And we don't understand the power that we have on our phone. There are applications out there that can keep you in shape, can show you how to do things in the gym, and there's budgeting apps as well that you can use already for free. You're already watching and consuming something on a device that you can download an app that can actually enhance your life and or make you money. Like I have my Uber driver app on my phone. I have the Lyft driver app on my phone. I have DoorDash on my phone. So if I do have some extra time on the weekends, that's the time that I actually have available to work those gig apps, I'm using my phone, bro. I'm not doom scrolling on a Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning. I'm streaming on YouTube. And then after the stream is over, I go drive for Lyft and Uber right after, and then I come home and then I edit videos for the next week. Bro, you have the time to go make more money to travel. You just have to figure out if you want it bad enough. So, okay, so I've already done credit card hacks on how to travel for free, and you guys can find that on the channel. But if you're just starting out and you're like in debt a little bit and you're not positive every single month with your expenses and your income, I don't think you should have a credit card, bro. I don't even think you should even be in the game yet until you're absolutely free and you're positive after every paycheck and every month, and you know how to budget and you know your budget and you know how much money you got in the bank down to the cent, right? You shouldn't even be in the ball game of credit cards because you just have everything in cash right now until you kind of get more professional with it, right? So here's a pitfall you may want to be wary of and be aware of. It's this mindset of YOLO, right? So YOLO is like, okay, you only live once. This trip only comes up once in a lifetime. I don't have the money for it now, but I got a credit card or I got something I can pay now and pay back later. Klarna is a new concept as well, where you can make payments over time. That means you can't afford it. When you can't afford something, guess what the normal response should be? it means that you probably shouldn't buy it if you can't afford it. So don't be caught up in this mindset of YOLO. I might as well do it. Life is short. And I get it. Life is short. But what's even shorter is your money. And you should be able to, as an adult, make an adult decision saying if you can't afford to go on this trip, whether it's with a group of people, a group of your buddies, you guys are going to Mexico or what have you, and you look at the price and you look at the due date and you don't have that money by that due date, that means you can't afford it. You can't go, big dog. You got to save up your money, and then maybe next year you can go. You have to really keep that discipline in your mind, because a lot of people will go to that credit card, swipe that credit card, go on that trip, use the credit card on the trip, and that credit balance just keeps stacking up until you're like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have went on that trip. I'm like, bruh, you knew the cost beforehand. And you guys can do a little bit more research on this as far as how to deal with your income. So there's a rule, there's a 50, 30, and 20 rule with your income that you should be following. And a lot of people may not follow that, and that's totally okay. You can do whatever you want with your money, but you have to be smarter with your money. So 50% is on needs. So that's like your rent, your mortgage, your other bills like utilities. 30% is on wants. So that's like clothing. That could be going out, entertainment. And then 20% should be savings. 20%. So you can be stocks. It can be a high yield savings account. It can be a 529 plan. It can be anything that pays you over time. You can pay yourself back, right? So that's the 50, 30, and 20 rule is what I go by. And I save for every single trip that I go on. I don't just go on a trip because I can go on a trip anytime I want to, but I do not have an allocated amount of money to go on that trip. And if I don't have the available money to go on a specific trip, guess what? I'm not going on that trip. I'm saying, hey, I can't make it. I can't do it. And you got to be real with that, because once you are able to afford a trip, you will have no worries on that trip. And guys, the most important thing is do not travel. Do not travel if you are in debt.
Bruh.
It's far too many times I see people that will go on a trip and be in credit card debt. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you here and not working when you're in credit card debt? It makes no sense. So if you are trying to travel and you're in debt, pay off the debt first and be debt free and travel, man. That's one of the biggest things that people kind of skip over, is that, oh, I can make the monthly payments on my credit card, but I can travel right now. No. That's not smart. That's not smart at all, man. It's going to feel better knowing that you have paid for everything in cash beforehand and you have cash to spend if you save and you plan properly for your trip. Not using a credit card to pay for that trip, you're going to feel a lot better when you come back. You're going to be like, cool, I'm debt free. I used the money that was set aside for that trip, and now my bills aren't being messed up by missing payments because I don't have enough money. I didn't account for X, Y, and Z. No, everything was accounted for beforehand. So you got to travel smart and deal with your income the right way. So I think that is it, unless I know that these informational kind of like podcast type of situations here, like these videos don't get a lot of views because it's not super entertaining. I'm not doing like a huge reaction video. It's more informational. And I get it. People love to be entertained with mindless content. But when you actually have information to convey to people that may need it, people don't want to watch it, bro. But if you are a steward of your money, you should be able to travel on almost any budget. I promise you, even if you have a family, you can take a road trip to LA if you live in Vegas. If you live in LA, you can probably not go to Vegas, right? Because Vegas is full. But you can make a trip out of it. It can be a day trip somewhere. You can do something at least once a year to enjoy the fruits of your labor and not just work to pay bills, man. Y'all got to stay out of debt, man. Debt is the biggest killer of wealth of all time. So stay out of debt, man. Set some money aside and travel and pay for everything in full when it comes to travel, bro. You do not want to be out here on vacation, 10K in credit card debt, ordering room service. No, bro. Nah. You do not want to be one of those people, man. I would rather say no to a vacation and go out and make some more money and then go on vacation later on. It's delayed gratification, discipline, and knowing that there is an end in sight. Just set a goal and you'll go ahead and achieve that goal. If you set a monetary goal to go travel, you guys can do it. You guys got the time. You guys, if you're able-bodied, you can do it. If you have an able body, able mind, you can become successful if you work hard enough and you stay consistent. That's all you really have to do, guys. But I'll open it up. Only 2 people in here? Oh, that's crazy. But the 2 people that are in here, I'm talking to you guys. If you have any questions or you have any disagreements with me, let me know. We got 4 people in here now. It's cool. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Because we're live streaming on 5 different platforms. So if you guys have any questions, shoot it in the chat. I can see it, and I'll reply to it live. So I'll hang out just for a little bit. And while we watch the last little part of Dave Ramsey here, so you guys can kind of check it out. Dave Ramsey, I started out with him. There's some things that we don't agree on, but it doesn't matter. Everyone is different. But if you guys got any questions, shoot it in the chat while we finish out this video for the last minute or 2.
And so,
Right.
But then the interesting thing is the things you do spend on, you've given yourself permission to do that so you don't feel weird or guilty about it.
Right.
So like my daughter Rachel Cruz, who teaches Ramsey Personality, teaches on budgeting all the time, says a budget is permission to spend.
Ooh.
Okay.
Because you said we're going to spend this much on clothes. And so as long as you don't go over that amount, then, you know, you feel like you're a hero and you bought clothes. Instead of like, oh,
Right.
God, what'd you spend there at the store, man? You know, it's like, but we're on the same page. We're working together. So you need a good.
Yo, setting a budget is a permission to spend. Damn, I knew there was a gem in that video for us to kind of like talk about. Yo, setting a budget is so important, man, because it can set you up for success. My motto is, bro, is live like a brokey, but you stack like Richie Rich, bro. That's it. That's it. Stack your assets. Stack your assets, and you got to figure out what's a liability and cut the liabilities whenever you can, bro. Do not have a car note. Do not have a car note, bro. And this is why I want to start a finance YouTube channel, and I'm probably going to do it this weekend. And yeah, I got a lot of sauce to really teach you guys a lot of hard lessons that I've learned myself financially, because I wasn't like this forever. Like in my early 20s, I was running up. I was swiping that credit card like crazy. And I had to go through that in order to learn how to really manage my money. But most of you, I hope you're intelligent enough to kind of take heed and not have to go through that. And you can be much further ahead than I am when I was at that age. So just watch your money, be a steward of your wealth, and go out there and travel and have fun, man. Enjoy life. Life is meant to be enjoyed, but you got to work hard for it. And you do not want to be in debt when you're trying to do that. But that's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Jay. The YouTube channel is called Trippin' with Jay. And if this is your type of content, or you love being entertained by travel reaction videos and news videos and important topics like this, I think I deserve a subscribe, right? Hopefully so. But if you found this information kind of important or useful, make sure you go ahead and share it with someone as well, so they can also get some knowledge and some sauce as well. So I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys on Saturday. I think I'm going to do a subathon on Saturday. We'll find out. But I'll see you guys on Saturday morning. Peace out, guys. See ya.